Manchester United 2, Fulham 1, third place secure for Manchester United, Champions League football, FA Cup still to come. Look, we can talk about that game and we will talk about that game. I'm joined by Nathan Ellington, of course. Just looking at this season, third place, trophy won, possibility for a second. I saw it was a screenshot the other day of Sky Sports pundits, or just pundits generally, I think, picking their top 4 for next season. There was 27 or 24 of them. Only 3 had United even in their top 4. Like, it's easy to look at where we've been this season and how we've done under Ten Hag and think that, well, you know, third's all right, but it's not. But at the start of the season, most people didn't think we were making top 4, and very few thought we'd get top 3. Like, would you consider this season a success?
100%. We've to be third in the season like this look who we're ahead of. Yeah. I actually thought this would be the season where we did finish ahead of Newcastle, and we have managed to do it. Although the last few games, I actually thought Newcastle would overtake us. So I thought their takeover and the amount of players that they're going to be able to bring in would overtake us. But I didn't think it would happen so soon for them to get so close to us where they are now. But I didn't expect a drop-off from Chelsea. This is the major thing, isn't it? Yeah. If you didn't expect that from Chelsea, and then you didn't expect that from Liverpool, then you're thinking, wait a minute, Man United might have been 4th or 5th, you know? So that's the thing. But there's always a surprise every season. Yeah. Not everyone recruits correctly. Not everyone has the right manager coming in. And this is the thing that we did. We recruited correctly. We got every player that we brought in. It's done a great job for us. That like permanent player has actually done a job that's made us better than what we are. Yeah. And it's only unfortunate. Imagine if we didn't have all the injuries and suspensions. It's never going to happen that nothing happens negative for your team. Yeah. But when you think about it, a Casemiro all season, a Martinez all season, and then if we get a striker in, then we will be ready to be able to mix it with the top teams again. Yeah.
And that thing, and I know you weren't saying that, but a lot of people talk about like, oh, well, United are only there because Liverpool had a bad year and because Tottenham did and because Chelsea did. Name me, when's the last season that Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, Tottenham and Newcastle went a full year and none of their managers got sacked? Every single year, someone's getting sacked, someone's dropping out of the top 4, usually 2 of those teams. No one expected Arsenal to do this well. Most people thought they'd be fighting for a top 4 spot. So whilst obviously Tottenham have underachieved, or Tottenham have kind of done Tottenham really, Liverpool have underachieved, Chelsea have underachieved, well, they were replaced by Newcastle massively overachieving and Arsenal massively overachieving. So United to get third, I think I don't like it. And then again, I know you weren't saying this, but I see it on social media. Well, it only counts because they've done it. Well, no, because every single year that, you know, Liverpool get top 4 or Chelsea or Arsenal or Spurs, you look at last season, well, you only did it because United were shit. So, like, if United are good and you finish third, that counts. I don't care who's been good, who's been bad. No one ever... You never have it where all of those teams are brilliant. Yeah. Minimum, one of them is sacking their manager every season, and usually more than one. So I think that a third place is third place, and 75 points is 75 points. Like last year, United got 58 points. We've got 78 this season. That's 18 points more. 17 points more. That is a massive difference in it. 17 points isn't just, you know, well, Chelsea haven't been very good. That's Man United have been a lot better.
It's nothing to do with them. To be fair, we've beaten the City, we've beaten the Arsenal, we've beaten Chelsea, we've beaten Liverpool, we've beaten everybody pretty much this season anyway. I'm not sure if there's a team that we haven't beaten at all.
Newcastle.
Maybe there is,
But we beat them in the cup final, so when it really mattered, we beat them.
But when you think about it, every team is in their position because of someone else not doing well enough. So every season, Arsenal are only second because they won their games and the other teams didn't win their games.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's only that position because of that. Yeah. So when you think about it, every year is always going to be a bit different, and managers are going to get sacked. People are going to recruit differently, and people are not going to play as well. You're going to get injuries. So really, everyone's on the even playing field when you really think about it. And we've had a good season. As simple as that. Liverpool, where they are, because it's not because they're just like, there's reasons why they're not as good as they are, but there's reasons why we're better than we were last year. So we've gone better and Liverpool have got worse. That's why we're third. So end of the day, It's not because of something else why we're top. We're third because we won our games, because we played well, because we recruited correctly to improve in the positions where we were weak.
Well, talking about that recruitment then, I think a lot of people would agree, certainly one of the biggest, if not the biggest recruitment that has improved United is Ten Hag.
Yeah,
the way United have, not just tactically, I think, clearly improved, but also mentality they've improved. I know we're still seeing these horrendous 6-3s and 7-0s and things that simply cannot carry on if United want to challenge for the big trophies. But I think it's 15 wins, 3 draws, 1 loss at Old Trafford this season in the Premier League. That is title-winning, form at home.
Yeah.
And weirdly, it's almost a double-edged sword, that 1 loss, because that Brighton game, which we did lose, and the Brentford game that followed it, were kind of the catalyst for this turnaround that we saw. We saw Ten Hag running that 10.4 kilometres with the players that they were outran by against Brighton. We saw that actually this guy is serious, and this guy isn't scared of just because Ronaldo's here and just because Rashford and Bruno, he's not scared of you lot. He's going to make you run extra because you didn't do it when you were meant to. Maybe that game was needed. But since that first game of the season, United haven't lost at home. Like, that is something that the manager has brought, isn't it? That doesn't just happen by accident.
100%. It's, I knew, when you walk in a club, you've got to do things a certain way. And also make sure you don't get a backlash for the decisions you make first, for your first decisions you make. And for him, when I looked at it, what he did is he played the team that was already there. And then he said, I'm going to give you guys a chance. Lost the first game, no problem. But now I'm picking my team. So now you can't go, like a manager can come in and go, I'm doing it my way, you guys are out straight away. And then it doesn't go right. Then you're forced to bring back in the players who were already there. But what he done is he done it right. He chose the players, goes, right, let's see what you guys are about. What am I working with here?
Harry Maguire, Scott McTominay, you can start these. Like Casemiro, basically, I know he wasn't there when we lost those games, but even once he was bought, McTominay kept playing until he had a bad game. Then Casemiro comes in and obviously we see the levels. But I've not thought about that. It's a good way of showing the dressing room that I'm not just favouring my guys because they're my guys. I'm letting you fall before I replace you. Which is probably, like you said, it's
fair.
Everything feels fair. And I think that word fairness is such a massive part of what Ten Hag has been about this season. We saw it in pre-season. Garnacho not turn up late for training or meetings, whatever it was. He barely played in pre-season.
Rashford.
And then everyone thought, well, it's easy. You can drop an under-18s player, of course. Then we saw Cristiano Ronaldo. You walk home half time against I can't remember who it was, the Spanish side in pre-season. You leave the game early. You don't start the next game. Then we saw, like you said, Rashford. He's our most informed player. Well, you were late for training, so you start on the bench. He comes on, he scores the winner, I think. But everything has been fair. It's not just I can punish Garnacho because he's only 18. He'll do it to Ronaldo, to Rashford, to anyone. Standard. And that fairness in the dressing room, I think that's part of being a manager, isn't it? That's not tactics or coaching, but that is just management, isn't it? And I think that's one thing he's got right.
Yeah, it's the standards that you bring to a club. Like, you got to live by certain standards regardless of who it is. Okay, you get your exceptions every now and again when there's a special case. But overall, in general, that's what Ten Hag has brought to the club. He knows what he's doing. He was at Ajax, he's won things, and he knows what he had there. And he says, I want that exact same kind of atmosphere here. And he's changed whatever he's seen was a problem. He's changed it, and he's changed it fairly where players can't come and say anything to him. You haven't even seen me yet. Yeah, I have. I've seen you. Are you okay? Malacia, you're playing ahead of Shaw, and then all of a sudden Malacia has a bad game. Shaw, right? I've seen you doing really well in training. Malacia's had a bad game. You get in now, and then keep that spot. And Shaw kept that spot. He's continually played very well since then. But he knows if he plays anything less than what he's been asking, Malacia's come back in. And that's what you get. Proper, healthy competition for your position. And that's what breeds the positivity and the wins we've got. So hats off to Ten Hag for doing what he's done. Yeah.
Because also the good thing about doing it that way as well is if you pick whoever is doing best, you've always got your best team. Like there's not this, I'm picking him because I like him or I'm picking him on reputation. In an ideal world, when they're both playing at their best, Luke Shaw is a better player than Malacia. So if Luke Shaw's playing at his best, you get him to play. Yeah. And if he's not, well, you get the better player in Malacia. And hopefully that will encourage Luke Shaw. Like, it always works because you're picking... Hopefully the squad is good enough to be able to do it, but you're picking the best player at the time. And if that's your best players, then you're going to be, you're going to get the best out of everyone, which is obviously absolutely massive. We've got a couple of super chats. Casmofo says, another trophy for us would be the icing on the cake. Whatever happens, what a season we had. Let's keep going. Z3 Music Official says, Champions League ball and we finished top 3. Couldn't ask for a better birthday gift. Happy birthday. Assuming it's your birthday and he's not talking about someone else's birthday. Couldn't ask for a better birthday gift for my mate who's actually a Bristol fan. But anyway, happy birthday to him. Let's do City in the final, guys. That's from Cheesy Gully side. Looking at the final, obviously, what have we got to do? How do we do that? How do we beat them? Because United, we've beaten once this season already, but that was a City that wasn't on the run they're on now. They hadn't just won the league. I know they've just lost actually today, so maybe that'll provide some weakness or something. Or going into that game, what are United players thinking? What are City thinking? How does that pressure affect City? How does the pressure of stopping the treble affect United? What's that game going to be like? I
really can't figure out what's going to happen. Obviously, my head says we get battered, but it's a derby. It's the FA Cup final. It's Man United's chance to stop City doing something special this season, because they could carry on and go and win the Champions League final. So that makes the treble, and it kind of equals what we did. Yeah. So we want to be able to stop them. And the good thing is we are the team that can actually be able to do that. Yeah. But again, it's a juggernaut in the City. So we have to have some things go for us, like them having an off day. At the same time, we need to work out a strategy which is going to hurt them. We've got the pace in behind. We've got that. What team does he play? Does he do the Bruno back up there a bit higher? Does he change things up a little bit where we're more difficult to break down, and then we have a counter-attack of a couple players who are real fast, Rashford and maybe Garnacho or something, who are ready to be, because that is one part of City's game that they're not great at. It's only Walker who's pacey, obviously. The rest, not that fast. So if you've got Garnacho and Rashford, then you got two players have to stop the two players. Walker can't stop them both. So that's the only thing we can, when we've always thought we're going to get battered, usually it doesn't usually happen. So let's just hope that we can think negative to get a positive out of it.
Ten Hag after the game was speaking to the fans. I'm sure these players will give everything to beat Man City next week. We will give everything to bring the cup back to Old Trafford. And I don't think, obviously the treble thing will be in his head, but I think more than anything, that's a fan's worry, isn't it? For him, he's thinking about gaining a trophy, not stopping City winning the trophy. I think what a great season it would be for him. 2 trophies and third. Yeah. Like that would be...
It's tremendous.
It's already factually... the most successful season in a decade. No one's ever won a trophy and got a top 4 before, and no one's ever won a trophy big enough to, kind of trump a League Cup and third. So
is that Man United? You mean
United? Yeah. No one's done that. Jose won 2 trophies, but we finished 5th or 6th. Maybe you could say that's better, depending on what you prioritise. Van Gaal obviously won the FA Cup but finished 6th and got sacked. Ole finished 2nd and 3rd but didn't win any trophies. This is the first time we've seen that. So obviously it is a good season. It could be a very good season in a few days' time. Just in terms of looking back a little bit again, do you think that United now need to... I'm torn in my head. Harry Kane seems the only option to me, or someone like him, and then you think, well, who's like him? No one. So you just fall back on him every time. He will be 30 at the start of next season. You've got Casemiro who will be 31 this season. Eriksen the same. Varane's heading towards 30 as well. Bruno Fernandes I think is 29. The core and the spine of this team is 30 or past it or thereabouts. Yeah. If we bring Kane in now, this is now a team that has to, if it's ever going to win the Premier League, has to win it in the next 2 seasons. Do you think we're ready for that? Do you think that is a step that is possible? Because if we're not, is it maybe worth looking at an Osimhen or someone who, you know?
You know what? When you look at it, you look at all the best teams at the moment. They've got older players in Real Madrid. Look how old some of their players are. Yeah. Their top players are still the old ones. And when you look around at the top players out there, look at Benzema. He's 30-something now. And, you know, you got Modric who's still starting. So
yeah, Benzema's 35. Modric, I think, is 37.
Yeah. Then you got Lewandowski. You look at the big players. Yeah. They're the ones who are still top of the tree. So end of the day, I'm getting a Harry Kane because there ain't no one else that's up them levels.
No.
So Harry Kane, no matter, he could be 35, 36, and he still could be one of the top strikers out there.
Yeah.
Because who else is there coming up through the ranks that you go, wait a minute, he's unbelievable.
And also, how good do they have to be? Harry Kane has got 30 Premier League goals this season.
That's what I'm saying.
There's only, I think, 7 or 8 people who have ever done that. I would have to guess, but I would guess this is the first time anyone has ever got 30 Premier League goals and not won the Golden Boot.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a scenario where that's happened before. When that's Ronaldo crazy. Got it, no one else did. When Salah did, I don't think anyone else did.
Maybe the Kevin Phillips time, because maybe that's when
Henry did it as well.
Shearer and I don't know what year. I don't know if Shearer and Andy Cole and Kevin Phillips all scored a whole load in them years, but that could have been the one year where someone scored a hell of a lot of goals.
But you know,
but it's just 1 year anyway, out of all these years.
So rare. Like, generally speaking, he's had as good a Premier League season as you can have. 30 goals for a Tottenham side that has had 3 managers, sacked 2 managers, like sacked their manager and then sacked the backup a month later. Like, to get it under those conditions, there isn't anyone else that you can compare to that. Even if you look at Osimhen, he's in a league where it's easier to score goals, and he hasn't scored as many goals. These reports today that Kane, you might be looking at 150 million or so, or it's David Ornstein saying that Levy would want much more than 100. Like, the problem is I don't see an alternative there. Is there anyone else that you think?
There isn't anyone I can think of off the top of my head that I say I want him in. Obviously, Osimhen is the next kind of person you automatically think of.
Yeah.
But then he's a person you're taking a chance with because you don't know what he can do in the Prem. He might be able to do it.
Yeah.
And it would be the logical choice to go for him if you don't get a Kane. But, you know, there isn't that much. You know, Pep, he took years before he replaced that striker position.
Yeah.
There's a reason why he did that, because he couldn't find anyone who felt he's going to improve my Man City side to a level where we're going to be untouchable.
He played Aguero when he didn't like him, and then he played no strikers because, like you said, there wasn't Haalands and Kanes only come along every 3, 4, 5 years. Like there aren't an endless availability of gettable world-class number 9s. Like, maybe he's worth 130 million. I don't know.
But the thing is, a lot of Spurs supporters, they like Harry Maguire anyway. So why don't we try and throw him in with 100 mil? So then say we could fob it off as 180 mil, but it isn't obviously 180. But you can say, look, there's a player we bought for 80 mil. We'll give you 100 as well. Take him, and we'll take this, and that would improve their defense. Maybe they seem to think that, and then it will help us with our attacking side. So that would be great for us and great for them. Why can't we do a deal like that and throw in that kind of player? I can't think any other players who they would want from us apart from that.
Maybe a McTominay or
maybe
like
McTominay, but then they got Højbjerg already in there, so he's doing he does a good job. But again, you might need another player like that. That would be a great option if we could do that. But I don't want to spend all out 150 million on 30-year-old. That's a bit silly. So to spend 100 and then give him Maguire, I'd do that.
Yeah.
But not pay the 150 straight up unless we get that Qatar money.
Anyway, massive decisions, and we're at a point now where we've been at. I think we're there after Solskjaer's first season. I think we're there after Jose's second season. Was it his first season where we won the trophies and then we ended up getting Fred, Dalot, and Lee Grant? That was the transfer window. Like, wow. If we have a Fred, Dalot, and Lee Grant transfer window, we will finish 6th. Yeah. And Ten Hag will get sacked.
Yeah,
like
100%.
This transfer window is so crucial because he's proven he can improve us by 17 points. He can get over this semi-final FC that we had under Solskjaer. Yeah. He can break all of those things. He can change the style of play. He can bring in, winning mentality and all of that. But if you don't support him, if you don't get the players in that we need, no one can succeed. Look at Harry Kane. He's the best striker second best striker in the league. They've just finished 7th because the team around him isn't good enough. So we can do all this, but we have to do more. We've got a few chats to get into. People talking about Harry Kane in 17-18, I think he got 30 goals and Salah got 30 goals as well that same season, or was that the year after? I'm not sure. The Bobby says, we won't get Kane. Liverpool will want mental money that we won't be able to spend, and we need to strengthen other areas. What do we need to strengthen more than that? I don't know. Kane did it when Salah got 32. So Kane again, the perpetual can't get number one, can't win a trophy, and even when he scores 30 Premier League goals, he still don't get the Golden Boot. It's so Kane, that, isn't it? It's so Kane to score 30 goals twice and not win the Golden Boot. Jesus Christ. James Burns says, Joe pretending to read the chat. Yeah, definitely. Osimhen now, Kane on a free next year. Yeah, let's just get them both. Because Kane will definitely want to join when he's 31, and we've got Victor Osimhen playing, who we spent 150 million on. Anyway, right. That's going to be all from us. We will have Andy Tate in a little bit as well, and we'll have all the build-up next week leading up to that FA Cup final, which genuinely makes me feel a bit sick every single time I think about it. Like, I'm so nervous for that game. I can't even bear to watch it. Part of me wants to just go to sleep on Friday, wake up on Monday, and whatever happened. The idea of sitting and actually living that day out is almost too nightmarish to believe. But anyway, thank you, Nathan, for coming on.
Thank you.
Make sure you check out Duke's United show to see more of Nathan Ellington, his expertise, Premier League footballer, goal-scoring legend. What more could you want? Make sure you check him out. Thank you for joining us. The last watch-along of the Premier League season, but not the last watch-along of the season. We'll be back next Sunday, or whenever it is. The Saturday?
Saturday
the 3rd. I know it's the 3rd. I can't remember what day it is. The 3rd of June for the FA Cup final. We'll have all the build-up on this channel between now and then, so hit subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for joining us. Manchester United and Ten Hag have finished 3rd in their first full Premier League season. We'll see you in a bit.